perfect, a scene out of a fairy tale. Emily and James's engagement party sparkled with joy, love filling the air. As they shared a kiss under twinkling lights, Emily felt her future was bright, but a nagging thought about James's evasiveness regarding his grandmother lingered. Wedding preparations were in full swing, but James's reluctance to involve his grandmother troubled Emily. Driven by curiosity, she visited the grandmother's rundown home, discovering she was neglected and heartbroken. Confronting James, Emily learned of his cruel indifference. Her world shattered. Emily called off the wedding. In the end, she found solace in caring for the grandmother, forming an unexpected bond. They found happiness together, proving that compassion can lead to new beginnings. What would you do if you discovered a dark secret about someone you loved? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories. Hello my friends, I hope all you are fine. This is Narrative Stories channel. Let's start this story. The night was perfect, a scene straight out of a fairy tale. The elegant ballroom was decorated with twinkling fairy lights, soft music played in the background, and the air was filled with laughter and joy. Emily, in a stunning red dress, floated from guest to guest, her radiant smile lighting up the room. James, looking dashing in his tailored suit, stayed close by her side, his arm around her waist. The love between them was palpable, and everyone could see it. As the evening progressed, the couple shared a kiss under the glow of the chandeliers, a moment captured by their friends and family, who cheered and applauded. To Emily and James, the perfect couple, someone toasted, and the room echoed with clinking glasses and heartfelt congratulations. Emily's heart was full. She believed she had found her soulmate, the man she would spend the rest of her life with. Little did she know, a shocking discovery was just around the corner, one that would turn her world upside down. The couple moved through the room, receiving warm wishes and hugs from loved ones. Emily's best friend, Sarah, pulled her aside, beaming. "I'm so happy for you, Emily. James is a great guy. You're going to have an amazing life together." Emily nodded, her eyes shining. "I know, Sarah. I feel so lucky. Everything is just perfect." But even amidst the celebration, a nagging thought tugged at the back of Emily's mind. She had noticed that James never spoke much about his family, particularly his grandmother, who was supposedly very dear to him. Whenever she brought it up, James would change the subject or give a vague response. At the time, she brushed it off, thinking it was just his way of dealing with family matters. However, something about it didn't sit right with her. The days turned into weeks, and wedding preparations were in full swing. Emily immersed herself in the whirlwind of planning, eager to create the perfect day. She spent hours trying on wedding dresses, each more beautiful than the last, visiting potential venues, and coordinating with florists and caterers. Her friends were by her side, helping her make decisions and sharing in her excitement. Yet, as the plans progressed, Emily couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. James seemed distant whenever she mentioned his grandmother. One evening, as they were looking through the guest list, Emily brought it up again. "James, I noticed your grandmother isn't on the list. I thought she was really important to you." James looked up from the list, a shadow crossing his face. "She is, but she's not well. It would be too much for her to travel and be a part of all this. Let's not worry about it." Emily frowned, but decided not to press the issue. She wanted everything to be perfect and didn't want to cause any unnecessary tension. However, the seed of doubt had been planted. She couldn't understand why James would be so reluctant to involve his grandmother, especially if she meant so much to him. As the wedding date drew nearer, Emily's curiosity grew. She felt a strong urge to meet James's grandmother, to understand why he was so evasive about her. Despite James's reassurances, Emily decided she needed to see for herself. She wanted to know the woman who had supposedly played a significant role in his life. Little did she know, her decision would uncover a heartbreaking truth. One sunny afternoon, Emily found herself driving through the outskirts of town, following the directions to James's grandmother's house. The neighborhood grew less affluent as she drove, the houses smaller and more run down. Her heart pounded with anticipation and a touch of anxiety. She wondered what kind of woman she was about to meet and why James had been so reluctant to involve her in their lives. When she finally arrived, Emily was taken aback by the sight of the small, dilapidated house. The garden was overgrown with weeds, and the paint was peeling off the walls. It was a stark contrast to the image she had of James's family. She parked her car and walked up the narrow path to the front door, feeling a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Emily knocked gently on the door, and after a moment, it creaked open. An elderly woman stood there, her face lined with age and weariness, but her eyes still bright. "Hello, can I help you?" she asked, her voice soft but tinged with surprise. "Hi, I'm Emily, James's fiancé," Emily replied with a warm smile. "I wanted to meet you and maybe talk about the wedding." The grandmother's eyes widened in surprise and then filled with tears. "Oh, my dear, come in, please." She led Emily into a small, cluttered living room, offering her a seat. "I haven't seen James in so long. He told me he was getting married, but I didn't think I'd ever meet you." As they talked, Emily learned that James's grandmother had been living alone, struggling with health and finances. James had stopped visiting her months ago, saying she was a burden. The more Emily listened, the more her heart broke. How could the man she loved, the man who was so kind and caring to her, treat his own grandmother so cruelly? "I thought he loved me," the grandmother said, tears streaming down her face. "But he told me he couldn't take care of me anymore. I've been managing on my own, but it's been so hard." Emily's mind raced as she tried to process what she was hearing. She felt a surge of anger and sadness. This was not the James she knew, the man she had agreed to marry. How could he be so heartless to his own flesh and blood? That evening, Emily returned home with a heavy heart. She felt betrayed and confused. She loved James, but she couldn't ignore what she had learned. She decided she had to confront him, to hear his side of the story, and understand why he had treated his grandmother so poorly. As they sat in their living room, the tension was palpable. Emily took a deep breath and began. "James, I went to visit your grandmother today." James's face hardened immediately. "Why did you do that, Emily? I told you she wasn't well." "She's more than not well, James," Emily replied, her voice trembling with emotion. "She's living in terrible conditions, neglected and heartbroken. How could you do this to her?" James's eyes flashed with anger. "She never did anything for me growing up. Why should I care about her now? She's just an old woman who expects too much." Emily felt a cold chill run down her spine. This was not the man she thought she knew. "James, she's your grandmother. She needs your help. How can you be so heartless?" "Heartless," James scoffed. "I've done enough. She can't expect me to drop everything for her. I have my own life to live." Emily's heart broke as she realized the truth. James was not the compassionate, caring man she thought he was. She had to make a decision, one that would change her life forever. Emily spent the next few days in a daze, her mind a whirlwind of emotions. She loved James, but she couldn't ignore what she had discovered. She couldn't marry a man who could be so cruel to his own family. After much soul-searching, she knew what she had to do. One evening, Emily sat alone in her room, looking at her engagement ring. Tears streamed down her face as she thought about the future she had envisioned, the life she had planned with James. She knew she had to end it. With a heavy heart, she packed her bags, knowing she couldn't stay any longer. Emily called James to meet her. When he arrived, she took a deep breath and began. "James, I can't marry you. I can't be with someone who can treat their own grandmother so heartlessly." James's face twisted with anger. "You're leaving me over this? You're throwing everything away because of her?" Emily nodded, tears in her eyes. "Yes, because it's not just about her. It's about who you are. I can't be with someone who lacks compassion and kindness." As Emily walked away, she felt a mix of sadness and relief. She knew she had made the right decision, even though it was one of the hardest things she had ever done. In the weeks that followed, Emily found herself visiting James's grandmother regularly. She helped her clean the house, cooked meals for her, and kept her company. The old woman's eyes began to sparkle with a new light, her spirits lifted by Emily's kindness. One afternoon, As they sat together in the garden, the grandmother turned to Emily and said, "Thank you, my dear. You've given me hope and happiness I thought I had lost forever." Emily smiled, feeling a warmth in her heart she hadn't felt in a long time. "You've given me a new purpose," she replied. "We're family now, and I promise I'll always be here for you." The two women, once strangers, had formed a bond that went beyond blood. Emily had found a new path, one filled with compassion and love. She had lost a fiancé, but gained a family. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the garden, Emily and the grandmother sat on a bench, content and happy. They had found each other in the most unexpected way, proving that sometimes the hardest decisions lead to the most fulfilling journeys. To Emily and the grandmother, sitting on a bench in a park, smiling and content. Voiceover. What would you do if you discovered a dark secret about someone you loved? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories. Thank you for being a part of Narrative Stories. Your support and engagement mean the world to us. We are committed to bringing you the best in storytelling. What kinds of stories would you like to see next? Share your thoughts in the comments below.